Okay, we'll start now and I will share screen. So participants, I will go straight to the webinar and at the end I will facilitate your 9 daily vices. So we go straight to the website, sorry, to the presentation, the webinar. Are we good with that? Oops. So this today is, I'll be talking about my dark side. Okay, and you can interact with me as well. Welcome everybody, welcome. So my dark side is, all of us is a dark side, all of us in different degrees, and there are 9 deadly vices, and I'll go through each one of them. So this is part of one of the 11 key modules of the Way of Spirit Sifu. So I will go straight into that. So this is part of the Secret of Everything series, which this is the first part of it, my dark side. Then next week and the next week, I will be talking about manifestation and how to manifest and how to use the law of attraction and repulsion. And finally, I'll talk about mindfinity, how to have an infinite mind, a mind that is infinite. Okay. So this is part of the Spirit community, which is the secret of everything. Basically, this is the group of companies that we have. And this is my track record. So we train in all different parts of the world. So I'm Robren, your coach of today, or you can call me Whisper Robren. So why do people rely on me? Because I'm known as the father of fire walking, which is proof here. I actually get people to walk on 650 degrees Celsius. That's actually me in full suit. Uh, give me 2 hours, I can get you to walk on fire. The fire is 650 degrees Celsius, and it's 3 times the heat of your oven. So this is mind over matter. It's not religious. It is focusing. So if you focus on the fire, you will burn. That's the metaphor. You focus on the goal in front of you, you will achieve your goal. So it's not. So therefore, it's actually quite related to today, where if you focus on your vices, the vices will destroy you. But if you can transform your vices into virtues, then those vices can be compelling, can be a powerful energy force for you, because all of us have this energy. So I'm an internet speaker. I speak worldwide, and I'm so known as the celebrity and CEO whisperer. So these are some of the CEOs and celebrities that I've been in touch with or coach. So the Secret of Everything series is all about how to live in enlightenment and in contentment. So this is really the ultimate goal. If you can live in an enlightenment, that means you're an enlightened being, you have higher consciousness, you're aware of your environment, you're aware of where you are and other people. And contentment means it's not about money. In fact, the most uncontented people are the richest people, because they are maybe overly ambitious, or they're scared of their money, and they are so greedy, they want more and more and more and more. So contentment is having whatever you have and you're contented. Contentment doesn't mean you are lazy, which is one of the 9 vices, right? So contentment is different. Contentment is when it's not what you have, is having what you have and be contented, right? Because a lot of people, they want the latest iPhone, the latest watch, the latest, in this age of consumerism, in the age where you're told to consume, but you never be contented. In fact, a lot of young generation are into just sustainability. So I just wear this 10 sets of clothes, and that's it. If not, we'll be constantly buying things. So this is the concept of contentment and enlightenment. And at the end, so this is part of the, let me tell you about the Spirit membership. Okay, if you were to post the, oh, it's actually not the insider secrets. It should be the what do you call, the secret of everything. Sorry, that's a little typo here. So if you do that and you post it to anything, whether it's Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn or whatever, and write a few words of endorsement, you get 2 months of Spirit membership, which is worth 99 ringgit or US 93. And this is how you do it. You just post it, and then you after that you can do it anytime now in the next half an hour. You share the link, and that my team will know what to do. So what's the benefits of the Spirit membership is that you have full access to my library. I have extensive library. I'm a prolific writer. I've written some ebooks on the afterlife. There's proof of afterlife, especially my background as an angel whisperer. And there are video tutorials and recorded classes, and you get discounts for anything that's in the Spirit community. We are a worldwide community that are interested in metaphysics, spirituality, and personal growth and all these things. You also get membership to any of the master classes, and you have first priority in anything. And if you have speakers in our master class or in our summit, you have first access to those speakers. So what if I tell you that you can transform your dark side? Will you commit 1 hour with me? All right, that's what I'm asking you. So basically, you can see that my dark side is one of the 11 ways of the Spirit Sifu. The Spirit Sifu is my combination of 45 years experience, where I will tell you all about higher consciousness, how to reprogram your mind, and how to discipline yourself, and also how to be a giver. I also will cover the angelic code, which is a very powerful code, how angels talk. And there are parallel dimensions that if you can be aware of, and you have the secret to everything. I also will cover duality, the cause and effect, and also meditation, all in 2 days. It's coming up on the 21st and 22nd of December. It's a weekend you spend with me. You will really, everything that you ever need to live in enlightenment and contentment is in this. So I'm just covering one of the 11 aspects. Okay. So these are the 9 deadly vices: jealousy, greed, gluttony, lust, laziness, anger, arrogance, addiction, and attachment. So you can write in the chat which one it is, because at the end of today, in fact, around halfway, I will ask you about your daily vices, your top 3 daily vices. So start making notes and see which one, is a. I think some of the easiest way to decide which is your top 3 is to eliminate the other 7. This is my suggestion. Now, I will help you and I'll facilitate it. So previously, my webinars, there is no interaction as such because it's just one way, and I want to complete it in 1 hour. So that is part of our recording that I put it in the Spirit and membership, right? So, but in this case, I will do a lot of facilitating today, and even there's only a few people today. So more important is a recording, right? So you start writing, which one of these things do I have? You start eliminating. So I also talk about my own experience. Okay. So now, love, truth, light, and evil comes in countless shapes, sizes, and colors. So just like love comes in many shapes, right? Love does not just come in this shape, although this shape is the universal shape of love, right? I mean, all of us know this shape, which is this one, heart, right? But do you know that love can come as a square, as a star, as a cross, as a diamond? Any of these shapes, love can come in. Why do I say this? Because love, sometimes we don't recognize love. If your version of love is like this, then you will see that if love comes in a square or triangle shape, you will not recognize the love, even though it's love. Sometimes love can be tough love. Sometimes love can be in the form of a gift. Sometimes love can be in the form of a hug. So if you don't see hug or a pat in the back as love, then you actually missed out. So love does not come in just heart shapes or someone that says I love you. Obviously, if someone say I love you, it's a heart shape, right? But what if I'm caring? What if I say, how are you doing? It's a form of caring. It's a form of love. So there are many forms of love, whether it is spiritual love or sisterly or as romance and suspense. So all these are shapes and that love comes in it, and different shades and different sizes and different shades and colors. Just that's why they say, the 50 Shades of Grey, right? So that's all about shades, and even one color have different shades. So that's why the universe is so beautiful and so much variety, right? So here you can see that. So same thing. If love and truth and light uh, can be in different shapes, so can evil be. So the nine vices can come in many shapes and sizes. So jealousy can come in many forms, many forms. Anger can come in many forms. Manipulation, you get angry to get what you want, and or you use anger to destroy someone. So it comes in so many shapes, so that is in so many forms and so many different colors. Some is dark, some are brighter. Anger is not necessarily bad. You can transform anger into passion. You can transform jealousy into competition. So this is all the different aspects. That's why we're not very clear about what the vices are, right? Okay, let's go further. So let's talk about one of the nine vices, which is gluttony. So this is about craving for transformation. And I'll go to the shadow and the hero side, because the shadow is overindulgence. And gluttony is not just about food. It's about whether you are obsessed with possessions or toxic relationships. So the hero side of or the virtue side is temperance. Where it said enough is enough. So you need to be mindful about your consumption and your hunger and all that. So going for quality rather than quantity, because some people want quantity, they want many, many, many things, but it could be just when quality may be just enough. Quality food, quality time, quality anything, right? And of course, Steve Jobs is a good study that he was a perfectionist, and some say that he was very a control freak. People have said about him, but then that also transformed the control freak into wanting the best, the most creative product in the world. Yeah, so that's why he key in his gluttony to demand the biggest changes and innovation. So let's talk about anger. Anger, all of us got anger, either in different forms. I remember that Aristotle, the famous Greek philosopher, he says that it's easy to get angry. It's very easy to get angry, but to have the right degree at the right time in the right purpose and to who is very hard, right? So anger is easy. You can be angry with anyone, but is it the right person? Many times we are angry at someone, but we lash out at someone else. Say we fight at home, we fight with our lovers, our spouse, and then we cannot attack them, we go and lash out at our colleagues and all that. So this is inappropriate anger. So therefore, be very careful in all these things. Where is it the right degree? Is it in the right for the right reason? Is it the right time to do it? So these are all issues about anger. Right? Anger is not so simple as this, but here we're trying to change the rage into righteousness. Rage is very different. Rage is you're like in Chinese 发烂渣, you're really, you want to turn the table out, right? So how do you do that? The shadow part is if it's unchecked, you'll be lashing out, you'll be like a volcano. But the hero side is a very compassionate person where you are force of good and you fight for justice. You have a compassionate heart. So you can turn your anger into compassion. You can turn that anger into fighting for other people's rights. That's also transforming your vices, right? Okay, let's go further. Nelson Mandela is an example of how he used anger. In fact, as a young person, he used to bomb a lot of places. Some people may even say he's a terrorist because he didn't kill anyone, but he did bomb certain oil refineries and all this. And he was in prison for 27 years because people thought he was angry. But when he came out, he was a transformed man. He changed his anger into passion and became the first black president of the South Africa. Okay. Now, arrogance is a big one. All of us got pride, ego. Can we change the ego into excellence? The shadow side, the dark side of pride is it blinds us. It hinders our growth. We alienate people. We push people further away. Instead of people, want welcoming the love, we actually push people away by our arrogance. So the hero side is just humility. Know that your strength and just in fact ask for feedback. Like instead of being arrogant and say I know most, why don't you ask for feedback about how you are and all this? Because create constructive feedback is very good because we do not know our blind spots. You cannot see our blind spots, right? So sometimes someone else will tell you, especially I'm a coach, if I see a blind spot, I will tell you. In fact, blind spot means you're not aware. You don't know what you don't know. That's the meaning of blind spot. Okay. And Michael Jordan, he has this competitive fire. So he changed the arrogance into, he didn't say, I'm the world's greatest. He's different from Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali was a fighter and say, I'm the greatest, but he's not. He's not. He's very humble. And yet, he is one famous saying, how many times he failed. I think that you can write this quote that it's in many times he's supposed to do the winning throw, right? The throw that will win the game. Only one more point left, right? But he failed, and that's why he's successful because he failed so many times more than others. So this is humility. So lust is different from passion and love because lust is the negative side of love. So the shadow side is desire, pleasure. We want that lustful pleasure. So how do you turn it into a hero? You have to balance it with passion. You channel your passion into activism or things that matters to you, right? So be very clear about your purpose in life. And Elon Musk is one that transformed the lust into his ambitious goals. So he can turn lust into passion and purpose. Just like Elon Musk, he didn't. He can be the most arrogant person, but yet he has channeled it to his goals. Okay. Of course, there's many other issues about Elon Musk that is highly controversial, right? And then the greedy dragon. This is number 5. So greed is in a lot of things. People who are greedy, they're greedy for money, especially money. And how do you turn it into generosity and wealth? So the shadow side of greed is that you want more and you feel you're never satisfied. You just want more and more and more. So that's what greed is. Whether it's greed for food, greed for money, greed for anything. So it's never ending. It's never enough. So you can change it to abundance, from scarcity minded. In Singapore, there's something called kiasu. Scarcity minded. I don't have enough. So therefore, when I see something, I must finish everything. So you can change it to abundance mindset, where you can support charitable causes, and then you can switch that into abundant mindset. Means you have more than enough, and you have gratitude and forgiveness for other people. Warren Buffett is one of the wealthiest, but he's not greedy, right? He is one of the wealthiest, but he is a prime example how he used to change his greed into philanthropic endeavors. He gave away a lot of money. That also go with Bill Gates. Bill Gates also one of the richest men. He also come up with Bill and the Gates Foundation. So this is how we can change from greed into generosity. And a few more, we have lazy dragon. So laziness, all of us have this thing. We heard the song from Bruno Mars. Today I don't feel like doing anything, and it's a lazy day, right? So how do you change the procrastination to productivity? Because the downside or the shadow is procrastination. You want to do something, but you procrastinate. You get lazy. You get lethargic. You feel not motivated at all. So change it into productive energy. You can make so normally why we procrastinate, we think that we have such a big task to do, so that we never start, right? But productive means you start with smaller tasks, manageable. So how do you eat an elephant, which is so big, right? Your project is like an elephant. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So you need to make it uh, more more manageable steps, so that at least make sure you get the early fruits, the low-lying fruits that will help you in your life, and that will help you to get early success, and that you with the low-lying fruits, you will feel that that you have like the early success, so that you will feel you can go on further. In fact, you should have as many early success as you can, early fruits, so that you feel excited. So even though you may be going for 1 million, but you go for 10,000 first. So that gets excited, get the group excited. Okay. And Thomas Edison is one that moved from being lazy. He like they say, he did 9,999 times failure in inventing the bulb, but after 10,000 times, he finally did it, and he is just a genius. So he said famously that genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. Is one of his famous quotes. And we have number 7, which is the jealous dragon. So the jealous dragon, the shadow, is very envious. He's always comparing with others. It's never, so there's no point comparing. There's always someone more beautiful, richer than you, someone that's clever than you, someone that is more smarter than you, someone that is stronger than you, someone is faster than you. So no point going into that shadow. There's no point being jealous. In fact, you should just be yourself. So the hero is just enjoy yourself. Just have the joy of being yourself. Celebrate your own celebrate other people's success. If they're successful, celebrate the success, just like you want them to celebrate your success. So it should be a two-way thing, where you change the jealousy into empathy and appreciation for others. So no, nothing is as good as a praise to other people. You praise someone and say how good they are. Even do you know that AI whether it's generative AI, which is Gemini or ChatGPT. If you need to praise do you know that you have to praise ChatGPT? Because you said, yeah, you're doing good, you're on track. So then you're training AI, right? So same thing with this. You are not training others, but you are also creating a relationship through by giving them feedback. So same thing with AI. You say, hey, you're doing well, and if you're not doing well, you pivot. There's a thing that I teach in my AI workshop where you pivot. Pivot means you say, no, this is not what I want. What I want is this, and then ChatGPT or Gemini will change it. So same thing. Sometimes we do not ask for what we want. We think people can read our mind, but people don't read our minds. Women and men do the same thing. Or women especially expect men to read their minds, right? But we don't know half the time. And women think it's always asking men, what are you thinking? Most of the time, you've seen the joke that's in my stand-up comedian. What's in the mind of a male is nothing. There's a nothing there. We sometimes we are just not thinking, but women think we are thinking of this thing, or we're thinking of other women, or thinking we're not thinking anything. Most of the time we're just too tired or whatever, or we are that we men have this thing where there is the nothing thinking. So it's just started with the cave. Those days when it's cavemen. So the caveman, after hunting whole day, he fought the this, and he brought back maybe a deer or something in meat, right? So he's tired. So at the end of the day, he sits in front of the fireplace, right? And he's like thinking nothing. So the modern day version is you come back, you put on the TV and you watch Netflix for hours, because one of the simple pleasures of life is just do nothing. That's what men do, okay? So women like to talk. Women know, what are you thinking, honey? What are you thinking? Most of the time, you're not thinking anything, okay? So don't get jealous just because men like to look at, if a pretty women pass by, I will look. My late wife knows that. In fact, sometimes she would point me, hey, look at the hot chick there. Oh, we appreciate nature, right? Someone is very beautiful. She don't get jealous. Yeah. And that's what men are. Men are very visual. We are very visual orientated. So when a hot girl walk past with hot legs, I'm going to look. Doesn't mean I'm after her. Most of the time, we don't even know who it is. But that's how we are, because we are as a human species, men are genetically geared that way, so that we can propagate, we can have children and all that. So that's why visual is very important. That's why lust is a very interesting topic, which I won't go into so much today, but in a 2-day workshop, I will go into a lot more where we talk about discussion, because you because love and lust is so similar. But to have proper sex, you must have a bit of lust. If not, how are you gonna get excited? I'm talking men, what I'm talking about. So here is where a lot of people don't understand. They mix up the lust with the love, but you can transform the lust. You can actually transform it into loving. The sex can be very loving. And this is where a lot of people don't understand. In religion, they actually say, the vices will destroy you. But actually, you cannot not live with the vices. Cannot. I've talked to a lot of philosophers, and I often ask them, Chinese are very into the 4 vices. You all know the Chinese vices, right? The Chinese got 4 vices. This is smoking, drinking, gambling, or women. So these are all vices. So I ask the question, can we eliminate that from our society? As long as there's human society, it's not possible. Really, because human nature is like this. So that's why they say it's the oldest profession. It is true. You cannot get rid of it, no matter how clean we want the environment, because as humans, we are going to have that temptation. As humans, we will want this, so it will never go away. So rather than fight it, I rather you regulate it. Singapore, Hong Kong, they regulate that thing. So we can change the vices into something great. So I kind of digress. Let's go back to so Oprah Winfrey is one that she was not jealous. Although she faced a lot of discrimination, she achieved immense success and became a role model for blacks and for everybody. So anyone that come to a show becomes successful. So we have two more to go. Attachment. So attachment is a big one. A prime example is my own mother. She's so attached to her house. She loves the house so much. Now she's staying at home. She feels a bit unhappy because in the house, but she's still attached. So I actually threw away two of most of the things in the storeroom, and she was really upset with me. I said, "Look, all the things you have is just bottles, paper bags, shoes that you should not wore for 30 years." So I threw them away. I said, "Why you keep all these things? Oh, one day I'll use." I said, what's one day? Did you use any of this in the last 10 years? He said, "None. I did not use it." So you're not likely going to use it the next 10 days, 10 months. So I actually threw a lot of things away. But she was so attached to all these small little things. Of course, I didn't throw away the nice thing in the kitchen where she got nice Pyrex and very expensive. She accumulated, but she hoard things. So this a sign of attachment is hoarding, where you start to hoard things, you start to keep things, start to keep paper bags, start to, even the wrapping you still keep. So a hoarder, is a very is attachment. You're attached to certain things. So the shadow side of attachment is you're clingy. You're very clingy. You're clinging to possession. You're so clingy and say, "No." I can imagine my mom. I'm not trying to say bad thing about my mom, but this is just an example of how attached people are. She's 94 years old and she can't let go, right? So, but if she learns to let go, she'll be more free. She can be free. She can have new things, but she don't see that. She's stubborn. She will do that, right? So there's some stubbornness in this. But the hero side is detached presence, where you have a sense of detachment. Detachment means you don't want to own it. You're trusty. You don't get attached to things, but because attachment will bring a lot of suffering. In fact, Buddha actually talked a lot about attachment. How, in fact, he went away from attachment. He was a prince, and he walked away, and he became a Buddha, and he saw poverty and all that because he's not attached to him being a prince. A lot of people are attached to their name. My name is Trump. My name is this. I'm so proud of my family name. So this is all attachment. All are various shapes, sizes of attachment. Attachment come in so many ways. Attached to some people think they're very handsome, right? There's a case of Matthew McConaughey. Apparently, he doesn't shower. People actors that when he's like, "This guy stinks, man," because he thinks he smells good. He actually believes in his own BS. And he thinks this is natural BO, but people go like, "Oh my God!" But he's so proud of it. But he's so attached. He's so attached to his voice. He's got a very distinctive voice. All right, all right, all right. And yet he cannot let go. So he cannot play roles that needs to be more adapted. You have to speak in a certain way. He can't because he's so attached to his way of speaking and way of doing things. It's got a certain persona. But acting is not. Acting is you take on another character totally different. A bit like Joaquin Phoenix is wonderful. He could be Batman. He could be not Batman, the Joker. He could be different things. So there are method actors which you give up being attached to all these things. And lastly, number 9, case study is Dalai Lama is a symbol of compassion. So he changed being attached. In fact, he was driven away from his own place since 1959, and he's not attached to anything, even though he owned a big part of Tibet at one time. The last one is the addicted dragon. So the shadow is you are dependent on substances, behaviors, and all that. And guess what? What's modern day addiction? Modern day addiction. The phone. Wake up, I must see. I must see what the WhatsApp calls or WeChat or whatever. So we are so addicted to this phone. There's actually recording. There are things to help you manage this. How many hours you spend in your phone? Is it 4 hours, 5 hours? And also, it's a big problem at work. A lot of bosses are complaining. My staff they play with the phone. They're not searching for information for their work, but they're playing their phone, texting and looking at TikTok, and they're laughing, because when the boss is away, the mice play, right? So this is a very big problem. This addiction, whether you are addicted to sex, addicted to even addicted to love. You could be so addicted to love, you're hopeless romantic. You always think that the knight in shining armor will come. This is all warped understanding of the real true meaning of the virtue. You make it into a vice. So the hero version is just have moderation, just moderation. Don't overdo things. Don't overeat things. Everything moderation. Don't get over angry. Don't get over jealous. Don't get overly a glutton of all things. So this is, and the person that personifies this is Robert Downey Jr. He suffered addiction. He had addiction problem, substance problem. So he turned around. His career was stalling. He was not going anywhere. And then Iron Man became his big thing. That transformed him. No one plays Iron Man, isn't it? Some Batman is played by many actors. Spider-Man is played by many actors, but Iron Man is only Robert Downey Jr., isn't it? So he transformed this being addicted into something wonderful, which is mindful moderation. Okay. So the other thing is very common is, are you addicted to porn? This is a serious question. A lot of us are addicted to porn, right? And women and now. In fact, 10 years ago, it used to be, people addicted to porn are 40, 50-year-olds, the old guy, is watching porn, right? Nowadays, as young as 11, they're watching porn. So even though there is control in social media and different websites to say, are you 18? If you're 18, you just say yes. There's no check on whether you have the ID. You just say, yes, I am 18. You can go in. So there's a big problem now with porn. A lot of even actors, and they're young. One of them is Billie Eilish. She said that, oh, I got a porn addiction. So there's an article that I talk that I share, that you can get out of your addiction. And getting out of porn addiction is the same as getting out of any addiction. So porn is just one of them. But porn is a bit different, because porn is when you can't stop once you start, because you have this dopamine that keeps you excited. You have that reward. So therefore, be really careful with this, because if you are, if you are addicted to it, that so much so that even daytime, okay, this is when you know how addicted you are. If during work time you're still looking at porn, you have a porn addiction. You have a serious porn addiction. So this affects everybody. You know why? Because society are so shy to talk about sex education. And guess what the young people do? They see porn to learn about sex education. So can we blame them? So we have to help these people. In a 2-day workshop, I will help you. I will really help you if you have serious addiction. Doesn't matter if it's porn or sex addiction or anger addiction or mobile phone addiction. It doesn't matter, okay? It's still the same thing. Like I said, addiction has many forms, shapes, colors, and sizes, but the method to do it is the same. The method is the same. Okay. So, okay, this is the last few slides. What's the secret to a longer life? Just be very grateful, okay? And this is the secret of everything. So what I present to you is a series of 1 hour like TED style talks where I tell you the secret of everything. Like today is the secret of everything about the 9 vices or my dark side. So it's available. I can actually teach this in-house in any company, any organization, any group for your annual conference, because the 9 vices, if you don't handle it, I've seen it destroy companies. Anger has destroyed a lot of big companies. Jealousy have destroyed the CEO that's got jealousy, have destroyed companies, or a head of department that's got lust has destroyed companies. Lately, I've been seeing very shocking, right? What do you call it? Dodi Fayed. After he died a few years ago, now they found out that he abused 100 over of his staff in Harrods. Harrods is the most famous shopping departmental store, and every people hide. He would give money. There was one American director. He would give money, stacks of money, 5,000 in cash, just to bribe them so they will not talk about this. So this lust that he has destroyed himself and his reputation, right? So this is why it's very important. This topic is more serious than you think. All any of the yourself, your HOD or your CEO have this, it will destroy. So spend 2 days with me, and I'll help you and your team to or even just few hours. You open up their mindset. Okay. Okay, this is where I ask for personal facilitation, and I will stop sharing, and then I got 20 minutes more. Anyone want to share? Talking permitted, yes. KY. So I want you all to think of your top 3 vices that you have. You want me to repeat them? All right, you already saw that, right? We have the addiction. We have, let me go back and see. I can, uh, yeah, I can. Okay. Do you all need to know the 9 vices? So can you talk about your top 3 vices? Anyone in the group want to talk about that? KY, you want to say something? Yeah, hi. Can you talk or you cannot talk? KY. Or can
Can,
you
I
just,
think so. You
can
can hear
talk
me.
lah. I cannot see you. I can hear you. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Ah, okay. What you want me to talk?
Talk about your top 3 vices. How can I help
Top
you?
3 vices.
Yeah.
The number one will be the anger, actually.
Okay, number 1, anger. Tell me the other 2. Then I facilitate you.
The other two.
Hmm.
Probably greed is the second one.
Greed.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Third.
then third one, what else? Among the 9 ones, cannot really.
So,
Third one. I
mm,
mm, third one.
you have jealousy, you have anger, you have
Probably
gluttony,
ang-
addiction, attachment.
mm, not really so much on attachments.
Less about attachment. Okay, at least you know that you have less of that.
Yeah,
And then,
because lately only anger and greed would be the main one. Number
how
three,
about lust? No lust
last,
issues.
not really, not really looking into relationship also.
Okay, okay. So, okay, let's talk
uh,
about anger.
the
Let's
other
talk
one
about
probably
anger.
jealousy.
Jealousy. Okay. So,
Arrogant.
how does
Probably
how?
arrogant. Yeah.
Okay, in this case, how does anger? In what form does it come? Remember, I told you anger come in many forms. How does it come? Some people, they're angry at strangers. They don't get angry with their own people.
Eh,
Can you describe your anger? Are you angry with strangers or angry with your close people?
angry with close people somehow rather. Try to forgive and forget, but sometimes people step over to my boundaries again and I just explode just like that.
So what does that mean? So close ones are like your siblings, your parents, your relatives, your best friends.
My parents will be one, and then
I told you,
in the
parents
past,
continue.
whereby in the past work wise with the superiors because of due to their forgetfulness, and I have repeated the same thing again and again, and they say you haven't done this and that, so that is where my angers would just explode just like that.
Okay. So do you get angry when you're accused of something you didn't do? In
Yes.
Chinese, 食死貓. So
I may hard
me,
work.
me and Brenda, my late wife Brenda, wow, this one is like if emotions is like a bank account, wow, then this is
Mhm.
withdrawing over 1 million. 1 million.
Yes,
It means it's really a
correct.
bank. 食死貓, you accuse me of something I didn't do. That really,
Yes.
that is really a big one for me and my late wife Brenda. So does that? So you get that a lot, or rather you didn't
Yes.
get. So when that happens, what do you normally do? You
I usually for the first few rounds of the accusations, I will just keep silence and then I will try to do my best. But end of the day, when comes to the final round, still being accused of not getting the things done and whatnot. And I have explained the same thing to the team, to the management. Let's say like it's in that case, it's my bosses.
yes.
So because due to the forgetfulness, they will still say that you never update me this and that. Then I was like, I already told you this. I remember in the call what I have told you. This. So that is where
Same
I turn
hour.
the whole
Yeah.
table up, you see.
Yeah, you're accused of something you didn't do. Correct. Okay.
Yes.
So what works for you and what didn't work for you in terms of this situation?
Uh because I'm the type is that if anything's still not being worked out, should have a sit down session, discuss about it, and then try
Anything
to
can be talked.乜嘢都傾得.
yes,
Anything can be talked. Yes.
anything anything can be discussed. It's just that the
Correct.
bosses doesn't have that kind of attitude to sit down and discuss properly, give a clear directions. That is where I'm really furious about.
So then you have to move them towards clarity because a lot of times bosses are very messy. They think they told you but they
Yes.
didn't tell you, or you tell them but they say yeah, but actually they're not listening. So especially alpha males and females. Like if you remember Brenda, right? Brenda's the alpha
Yes.
female. If you tell her 1 month ahead, she will say, "Don't tell me now because I will forget it." So no, most of the time I'll tell her on the day itself, or whatever the maybe the background information for the client or whatever. So some are like that. You have to prompt them differently. So how does other thing anger comes in what other forms?
I think that's the only thing that actually agitate my anger. That's the only things.
Hey,
So
that one,
from that,
uh, yeah, that
because
one
from
really.
that onwards,
Mm.
I really move on to another environment because to me is that my whole team along the downlines, everyone doesn't have a clear directions. So when I give my own directions, my boss in over intercept my instructions also. So
Oh,
making the
he
whole all in confusions.
so he interfere.
Yes.
Interfere. So there's
Interferes
a
a lot
difference.
and micro message.
That's bad. That's very bad. So there's a
Yes.
difference between interfere and intervene. Intervene is when things are not going well, then you intervene. Interfere means I start poking at the fish. So you start to micromanage and all this. That's no good for us.
Yes. That's the
Yeah.
boss that I have. Micromanage and also interfere, overriding all my directions and instructions to my team.
So then he goes down to the lower level and he undermines you. So you don't
Yes.
feel empowered. Okay, I
Yes.
get it. Okay, is there another second vice?
Second wise will be my greed. Okay. Greed, I will
Greed
say
in greed, greed in what form? You must define the greed because you can be greedy about
greed in
food,
terms of
greed,
monetary.
money.
Monetary.
So does that mean, say you put in some money and then you get greedy, you want to put more money and then you lose
Hoping,
everything?
hoping, hoping to grow more because lately I've been into the trading, stock trading.
That's
So
why you always think
yes,
you'll get the bigger one and then you burn.
yes. So and then it's because usually stock trading you require some patience and not the aggressive whereby let you hunt and fight that kind of approaches. Otherwise, you burn really fast. So I was like, I need to train myself to be slow and steady in terms of stock trading, which I'm still trying to adapt to that kind of
Mm.
vibe.
Okay, I can go offline on this later afterwards
Okay.
because regarding this. But going back to is there any other form of greed? It's mainly when you trade and like they said, it's easy to go in, but do you know when to get out? It's easy to invest, but do you know when to get out? It's
Yes.
easy to do forex or crypto or anything, but the big question is, do you know how to get out? Because the greed is I want more, and then I lose everything.
Yes. I have that
Okay.
issues. Don't know when to exit the market.
Yes. So this one is
Other than
you can
that,
discipline yourself, or you get other people to help you discipline yourself also can. But sometimes you yourself are weak. Maybe you have a buddy to help you to keep you on track. Like of course my late wife was the one that kept me on track, right? She don't control me. You know what, Brenda don't control me, but it keeps me on track. That means, and if she sees certain behavior that's she knows all my behavior, and many people say, oh,
mm-mm.
why you suddenly get angry? I don't. There is a pattern when I get angrier and angrier. There's a pattern. In fact, I will even tell you, look, I'm not happy. I'm
Oh,
actually will tell you. But people think that I get angry suddenly, and suddenly it's not. You're irritating me now. Is on this level. I'm actually telling you when it reaches this level. Look, I'm not all right. You don't tell me because I'm an alpha male too. I don't like people to beat around the bush.
mm,
And also like my mother. My mother is a big trigger for me. You have to understand triggers. Triggers are what makes you angry. What will help you is triggers. So today you write a big word at home, triggers. What triggers you? Is it stupid people? Is it people that nag you? For me, it's people that complain. My mother is the world's. Sorry, it sounds like I hate my mother. I don't. I love her to death. I'll do anything for her. But I lived with her for 23 years. I mean, I left when I was 18 years old, right? But the last 2 years, I
mm,
sacrificed family first, because she's 94 years old, and
yeah.
I got another brother who is 73. He's mentally challenged, like a 10-year-old. So I lived with them,
Mm.
and and she complains about everything. Things that is not there, she also complain, right? So it's very irritating, and that's why I need to then transform it into love. So therefore, I understand what you're going through. In a deeper session, I can facilitate, like as you know, we did it in Papillon. Papillon. So actually,
Yes, correct.
Right now, I got two workshops. Later, I'll tell you about that. I got two workshops that are doing this. One is called the Eight Secrets of AI Dragon Leader. That is more personal growth. In fact, that replaces Papillon that we do. And those who are learning the corporate, I used to call it Diamond Leader. Now it's simply called the AI Dragon Leader, or the Eight Secrets of the AI Dragon Leader. So that one is it's combination of my leadership, which is called Diamond Leader, as well as Papillon, which is the personal growth. So that's why I'm telling the Papillons that, hey, this one is 90% new material. New material. And then the other one is Superior, which is this one. The top today is actually the spiritual one, which is the personal growth one.
I
So
see.
personal growth will go both sides. So back to your thing, anything else about your anger or the what's the thing you said, the second one?
The greed. The
The
greed.
greed,
Second is
okay.
the greed.
Yeah,
Yes.
greed is very
But the
hard
anger
because
one, the anger one, in fact, I have changed my environment to a new job. It's much more better.
yes, that's why I said triggers is everything. If you know about triggers, then you remove the trigger. So, like for instance, my mom or my brother is a trigger. Then you understand, oh,
Mhm.
that is triggering you. So then if you understand trigger, it will help you in your anger. Then you know what's irritating you. Sometimes you don't even know what you're angry about, but actually there's something that's happened that means that trigger actually originate from your mother, or your brother, or whatever, your boss, or whatever. So know triggers. You know the source of your trigger, you can solve
Yes.
it. Because if not, then what happens is it's like this. I'm angry with my mother, and then I kick the dog. I angry with my wife. I go and shout at the employer. So that's why triggers are very important. I need to move on. Sam, do you want me to facilitate you? Because it's close to my 1 hour. Sam,
Yes, I can hear.
do you want me to facilitate your number one thing? And I got time for you today.
I don't have any anger issues because I always prefer to stay
Yeah, you're
calm.
very calm. But what is the top number one for you? The nine vices. What could be a number one?
Can you share the slide again? I still don't remember what are the 9 vices.
Oh, okay. I can share again. Yeah. Oops, oops. Nope, nope, not this one.
Okay.
Jealousy, greed, gluttony, lust, laziness, anger, arrogance, addiction, attachment.
I have only 3 out of these
Which
9.
one? Which one?
Laziness, addiction, and attachment.
So, which is your number one?
My number 1 could be addiction.
I'm surprised you say laziness because you're the most hardworking guy. I see you working at 4 a.m. in the morning, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know what that is. You say what's your number one? Addiction.
Yes.
So addiction to what? Okay, if you're not comfortable to reveal, like if it's drugs
No,
or alcohol or substance abuse,
I'm
because
addicted to the video games.
gaming.
Yep.
Brenda used to spend like 6, 7 hours gaming, but she's not addicted to it. It's quite funny because she can give up anytime. It's just that she likes to do it.
It's see, this addiction could be positive for you, negative also. Because addiction is like if I change my addiction, I stop gaming, I will get addicted to some other work. Like I will do researching, so I will keep researching for hours. I won't be playing video
Oh,
games.
you mean the similar thing that you do for gaming? You know,
Yeah,
you can transform it into research work.
true.
Yeah, correct. You're right. You can make your addiction into being addicted to finding out the best solution for our
Yeah.
company, for
Sometimes
our
I get
product.
addicted to work also. That's why
Correct.
my wife also called me like you are workaholic. You got addicted. You don't even see the time when you start working.
That's right. So you have learned to transform your addiction into
Yeah,
something
we can
productive
transform our dark
rather
side
than just
into the
gaming and
strength.
just correct. That's good.
We just
The
have
second one?
that was laziness. Yeah, sometimes I feel lazy if like I'm tired and somebody asks me to do something, I will feel lazy. I will think 10 times, oh, should I get up or not?
What is it? The second one again?
The laziness.
Oh, laziness. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. And in what form does it come up?
Physical form, like if I'm tired and you ask me to go outside in the market
Oh,
or
so you don't want to go
even
out.
to
You don't
drink
want to go
a
out.
glass of water also, I feel lazy to get up off the bed.
Oh, you're just lazy. I don't want to move. I don't want. It's like the Bruno Mars song today. I don't feel like doing nothing.
Like, yep, you can say that.
Okay, and the third one? Any
Uh,
third one?
Attachment.
Attached to who? Attached to a certain individual, attached to your status,
Attached to
attached to
my things
your.
also. Like if I have my, for example, I have my bike and it's 10-year or 15-year old, I still don't want to sell it because I'm
Yeah,
attached.
there's attachment. So
I still keep my 10 years old phones that I have used and they are not working anymore, but still I keep them.
that's interesting. I had I had a situation where I have to leave all my possessions behind.
Yep.
I won't describe what it is, but basically I could only take. It's not a fire or flooding, okay? In case you're wondering what happened to me, right? So I could only salvage the basic thing. My of course the most important is my Mac, my phone, and of course a few things. But I have so many other possessions, like I have CDs. My library, my library is the most important thing. But I have to leave everything behind. I have to leave everything. So that is really telling me that I'm not attached to them. So you're attached to small things. It's got sentimental value, a bit like my mother, lah. Everything got sentimental value. Like what?
But
It's just a plastic thing. She got dozens of bottles. Like when are you going to use it? So you managed to transform your attachment?
in some ways, I keep the things to me which I think that we still useful. Otherwise, I don't keep the things which
Yeah.
are not serving me for
So,
and longer time.
okay. Do you hoard things? Hoarding means you hoard things. You hoard clothes or shoes. You're hoarding. I'm not talking collector's item. Some people, okay, although collectors, people who collect things may be a form of attachment and addiction, but I'm not going to go down there. I'm talking about legitimate. Some people do like to collect things. I'm not talking about that.
Okay.
So you don't have that, right?
I do collect things. I collect the currencies of different countries or from
Oh,
different
you like
areas.
that? Okay, you like that.
Yep. I
Oh,
am currency collector, like old ancient currencies also.
okay. I think I will do the last bit, Sam. Anything else you want for me to cover?
That's all. That's all from my side.
That's
Thank you.
all from your end.